the defense secretary that pushed for the Iraq war, didn't he give Saddam Hussein those golden spurs to spur him on against the war against Iran? What has Iran done? Why does everybody hate Iran? And again, and I know the one about, oh, Iran said, you know, there was no Holocaust and this and that. And I also read the different translations. But the fact of the matter is, if my neighbor is armed and has invaded other countries, I want to be armed too. Who is this to say that only we should have arms or only our allies should have arms? You want to look at some hypocrisy? Pick up the toilet paper record, the New York Times, and here's the semblance of the quote. How proud South Korea is that they've launched the missile. Hey, when South Korea launches a missile, it's proud. But when the enemy, North Korea, launches a missile, head for the bunkers. It's hypocrisy.
Well, what do you think about the possibilities of war, no matter who starts it or when it starts? What's going to happen if we find a real barn burner of a war where at least the Russian proxies are involved, our proxies, which, you know, as Al-Qaeda in Syria, I don't understand where there's a good Al-Qaeda and a bad Al-Qaeda. I don't get that. Or, you know, we have a lot of military hardware over in the Persian Gulf, around the Persian Gulf, and the, you know, the Eastern Mediterranean. I mean, if there is war, what is your prognosis? Well, I think you think there's going to be war. And if there is war, how bad will it be for the economy? How bad will it be for America, for the world?
Forget the economy. Life won't be worth living. I mean, look what's happened to this country already. You have no rights anymore. You know, since 9/11, what is the military budget nearly doubled? You go to the airport, they fill you up. You have surveillance everywhere. In 2000, I was brought down to Virginia Military Institute. I'd written Trends 2000 a number of years earlier. And you could pick it up. I predicted exactly what would happen. I said that by the new millennium, there'd be a Crusades 2000 raging. This is before anybody ever thought of the word. This is in 1995 I wrote the book. It came out in December of 1996. Anyway, I was down in VMI to talk about new millennium warfare. People such as General Zinni were down there. And they brought me in to discuss what it would look like. And you know how they say the generals are always fighting the last war?
Yes.
And you mentioned about all the military hardware throughout the Middle East. I said, it won't be like that. This time it'll be weapons of mass destruction. It'll be suitcase-sized nukes. I began my book, Trends 2000. I front-loaded it with the breakup of the former Soviet Union and all of the weapons of mass destruction that were being sold on the black market. It was a fact. Dirty bombs. Biological warfare.
You think the next war, somebody lights off a suitcase nuke or two in Europe, in the U.S., you think it goes hot nuclear?
Hot or, again, terrorism in different forms, whether it's suitcase-sized nukes or, as I said, dirty bombs, biological warfare. Here, figure it out. Look what happened in the East Coast when Hurricane Sandy hit.
Oh.
The damn place closed down.
4 days from, I'm going to go
hurricane.
get a cup of coffee at a bodega, to I'm going to bash you in the head with a pipe if you cut in front of me in the gas line. And that's 4 days. And it went total, uncivilized, to say the least.
So suppose a suitcase-sized nuke goes off in San Francisco, a dirty bomb in Manhattan, biological warfare in Atlanta. Boom, the country closes down. We have people in charge that just went over the litany of failures that they have created. If you could dispute me, please do. They failed in Iraq. They failed in Afghanistan. They've created a disaster in Libya. And now they're going to pull another one off?
You think we're headed for war with Iran? I mean, that was the first thing John Kerry said was, we're not going to put up with Iran with a nuclear-armed Iran. That's the first thing he said.
We. What do you mean we? Who's these we's? You know, also in my Trends Journal, I have Gerald Celenti's 4 Rules of Peace. Those that want to pick the fight the fight. You want to call yourself Commander-in-Chief? You got to take out Assad or Ahmadinejad. Boom, go take them out, Jack. Be like Alexander the Great. Be like William the Conqueror. How about this one? Be like Washington. Lead the charge or shut your mouth. Either call them out, you take them out. Number 2, anybody out there, oh yeah, we got to fight, sign up. Keep me out of your psycho trip. And if you're too old or infirm, for whatever reason, and you can't go, send your wife, send your kids, and send your money. You want to fight the war, pay for the war with your life or your money. Rule number 3, the golden rule. Hey, you're French, you want to go attack Mali, and they say they're going to pay you back. Guess what? Payback's a bitch. The golden rule. You reap what you sow. Do unto others. Stop calling them names. Stop calling them terrorists and evil people after you go in with your Mirage jets and bomb the hell out of everybody. And then when they kill you, you cry like a little baby. Rule number 4. You want to go to war? Let the people vote. I don't need some clowns in Washington telling me what the story is and why we should go to war. Let the people vote. The burden of the war falls on our shoulders. You don't see Bush's girls out there fighting. You don't see Clinton's kids. I bet you won't see Obama's babies. You want to go to war? Let the people vote. All of these chicken hawks, all of these little guys out there with cojones the size of mothballs telling us we have to go fight, let the people vote. And anybody that votes for war, you go to war. I don't need people to tell me why America or I should go to war. I didn't go to the Vietnam War, and I don't want my money or my friends or my loved ones fighting psychopathic wars like they did in Iraq, like they did in Afghanistan, like they're doing in Libya, and like they're going to get us all killed now.
When do you think? Do you think we have war in 2013? Is that when you're the big war?
Know.
You think we have World War III in 2013?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what goes on in the crazy minds of crazy people. But like you said, what's Kerry's first words? We got to stop Iran. We got to do this. We got to do that. Look, this is nothing. This country is nothing from what the Founding Fathers wanted this country to look like.
Well, to
your point. How about this one? How about you don't become in foreign entanglements? Can anybody handle that?
To your point, and you've been saying this for a while, I've been listening to you, that when the economy goes sour, and they're saying this contraction's no big deal. It is a big deal. And you've been saying when the economy goes sour, look out, we go to war. And you think we're on the glide path to war, whether it's 13 or 14 or whenever, but you think we're headed towards war, a big one.
Look, Greg, go back to history. Look what the Japanese did in the 1930s when the world economy was collapsing. They devalued their currency. They lost 60% against the dollar and 40% against the pound sterling. They devalued the currency so they could trade. And that's what's going on now. All of these currency devaluations are for 2 reasons. To get cheap money into the banks so the Ponzi schemes can keep going, to lower the value of their currency so they could export more of their product. We've seen this play over before. And now it's war talk. And I'm not talking the war. The wars are going on. Look what's going on in Egypt. Look what's going on in Tunisia. Jordan's ready to go next. You're going to start seeing Yemen and Bahrain. They don't even make the news anymore. So, yeah, the world is going to war.
Gerald Celente, founder, creator, The Trends Journal. Gerald Celente, thank you for being on USAWatchdog.com.
Hey, thanks for having me, Greg.